Previously, Amber Lee escaped captivity after being held by a mysterious woman, Erin Dawes, once declared dead, now very much alive. She revealed another girl, Maya Carlton, is still being held somewhere. But before she could share where, Amber collapsed. An anonymous call warned, she shouldn't have run. Now the girl pays the price. The hunt for Erin Dawes had begun. She wasn't just a kidnapper. She was a ghost. A specter who walked through walls, vanished into thin air, and left only echoes behind. The FBI called her a psychological architect, a master of manipulation, and the only living connection to a secret network now being called the Mirror House. A term Amber had whispered during a night terror while sedated. She's in the mirror. She watches through the mirror. Surveillance teams swept Amber's childhood home, where the threatening burner phone had been found. No signs of forced entry, no cameras, no witnesses. But something was off in Amber's old bedroom. Behind a closet mirror, agents discovered a hollow compartment, and inside it, a tape recorder, just like the one in the motel basement. It played a looped whisper. She's not the first. She's just the only one who walked out. And next to it, a Polaroid, a photo of Maya. This time tied to a metal chair, crying, her wrists zip-tied. But behind her, barely visible, was a third woman. Short hair, covered in tattoos. Unfamiliar, unidentified. The team widened the investigation. They retraced Erin's life before her supposed death. She'd been a psych major, brilliant. But her thesis? Rejected for being ethically deranged. It focused on conditioning trauma victims into loyalty by manipulating hope and punishment. The title, The Mirror Method. Her advisor, Dr. Levins, had reported her for dangerous behavioral experiments, but the file had been sealed. Erin vanished shortly after. And then the disappearances started. Meanwhile, Amber awoke, weak, pale, shaking, but alert. Detectives asked again, "Where is Maya?" Amber responded with 3 haunting words. The woman lied. She meant Erin. Amber believed the second house, the one Maya was in, was never real. It was a trap, a mind game, a false hope planted to keep Amber from resisting. But she remembered something else. The tattooed woman in the photo? Amber had seen her once, but not in person, on a missing poster, at the motel. Her name was Jessica Miles, reported missing in 2019. Never found. Case went cold. Amber remembered her being called the loud one. Erin had punished her. She stopped being loud, and then she disappeared. Amber believed Jessica wasn't just a victim. She was now an enforcer, Erin's first broken subject, now doing her bidding. The FBI tracked the last known activity on Jessica's identity. A burner account had bought groceries and bleach at a small gas station in Wadeville, Nebraska. The store's security camera didn't show her face, but it showed something else, a license plate. From Utah. That led agents to a cabin outside Cedar Hills. Remote, hidden, they waited for nightfall. Then, they moved in. The cabin was dark, silent. The front door had a single word carved into it, watch. Inside, they found candles, a small altar, stacks of VHS tapes, each labeled with first names, Amber, Jessica, Maya, others. The cabin had no power, but in the back room was a single CRT monitor, flickering. The screen showed a live feed. From underground, a camera fixed on a metal room. In it, a girl, chained, Maya, still alive. They followed the feed's wire, which ran through the cabin floor and into the woods. Half a mile through dense trees, they found it. A trap door, booby-trapped with a pressure plate, rigged to explode, They called in bomb defusal. It took 2 hours to disarm. By then, the feed had gone dark. They breached the bunker. Inside were cages, chains, soundproof walls, and a small, padded room with childlike drawings on the wall, stick figures with X's for eyes, but no Maya. What they found instead? A laptop, still warm. It had a single file open, a document, one sentence, blinking. "You're watching the wrong girl." The FBI realized too late. Maya had never been in that bunker. It was a recording. A looped video staged to stall them. While they searched, Aaron moved again. Septamises, famous, Assers, as to the small unit. And she left them a message. Hours later, a package arrived at the local sheriff's office. No return address. Inside, a single item, a cracked mirror, and in marker, scrawled across the glass, "Look closely, detective." The sheriff, confused, held it up to the light. There was something behind the glass. They carefully pried it open. Taped between the mirror's backing and glass was a SIM card. They plugged it into a secure FBI laptop. One file, a short video. It opened with static. Then the image stabilized. It showed a girl sitting on a bed in a dimly lit room, eyes swollen, silent. Maya. A woman's voice spoke calmly. "She's quiet now, obedient. She's not afraid anymore." Pause. But the next one's special. The camera tilted. A second girl was standing behind Maya, strapped in a straitjacket, hair matted, mouth taped. The camera zoomed in, and then stopped. It was Amber Lee. But Amber was in a hospital bed recovering, so who was this? The camera flickered one last time, then cut to black, followed by text on screen. "You saved the wrong one." Amber Lee sat up in her hospital bed, blinking slowly, as agents stormed into the room. No good mornings, no pleasantries, just questions. "Who's the girl in the video? Why is there someone who looks exactly like you? Amber, who are you?" Amber didn't cry. She didn't panic. She smiled. The real Amber Lee had escaped 8 months ago, but she never made it out of Nebraska. Her body had been found in a forest ravine, misidentified as a transient due to extreme decomposition. The medical examiner wrote it off as exposure. No one had linked her to the Lee family, because her face was gone. And now, the girl in the hospital bed, the one everyone thought was Amber? She wasn't. Her name was Jessica Miles, the first missing girl, the loud one, the one Aaron had broken. But Aaron didn't destroy her. She remade her. Aaron had turned Jessica into a mirror, and she'd worn Amber's reflection so well. Even the real Amber's mother didn't know. Jessica had been sent back, like a sleeper agent, to mislead the investigation, stall time, and redirect the hunt. And it worked, until the video arrived, until Aaron got greedy. In the interrogation room, Jessica finally broke, but not in the way they expected. She didn't beg for mercy. She didn't ask for forgiveness. She told a story. "I didn't want to be her," Jessica said, "but it was better than being nobody." She spoke of the Mirror House, Aaron's underground compound built to reflect a twisted idea of love through obedience. Each victim was stripped of identity, then assigned a mirror, a new role, a new name, until they couldn't tell if they were victims or reflections of Aaron herself. Jessica had failed the tests, so Aaron rewired her, with chemicals, with shock, with silence. When Amber tried to escape, Aaron made a choice. "I don't need Amber. I need someone who looks like hope." Jessica had been rebuilt to be that hope. Her mission? Lead authorities in circles, feed them pieces of fiction wrapped in truth, and make sure Maya never saw daylight again. But now something had changed. Jessica had lied because she'd been afraid. She'd obeyed because it was easier than thinking. But watching the video, seeing herself behind Maya, it jolted something real. She wasn't a reflection anymore. She was responsible. Jessica agreed to help, but she had one condition. I'll take you to Aaron. But when you find Maya, don't let her see me. Her directions led the team to a decommissioned mental institution in northern Idaho, abandoned since the late 90s. It had once treated troubled women. Now it was Aaron's sanctuary. The building was surrounded by trees, decaying walls, and shattered windows, all of it rigged with early warning alarms. But Jessica knew the blind spot, a tunnel once used by nurses. She crawled through first. Inside, it was everything they feared. Handwritten notes, Polaroids of every girl, and one giant mural. Dozens of broken mirrors arranged in a mosaic, reflecting a single painted word: reverence. They found Aaron in the observation room, sitting, calm, almost peaceful, watching Maya through a one-way mirror. Maya was alive, thin, bruised, but awake, singing softly to herself. Aaron turned to the agents with a faint smile. You're late. She didn't fight, didn't run. She walked into handcuffs like they were silk gloves, but as they led her out, she whispered, she was always going to be the last one. You just got here too soon. Maya was taken into care. She didn't speak for days, but when she finally did, she asked one question. Is she still watching me? Jessica never got to meet her again. She kept her word. She accepted her sentence without argument. The court debated how to charge her, as victim or accomplice. In the end, she served time, but in a psychiatric unit, under heavy watch. She never used the name Amber Lee again. She just went by Jessica. As for Aaron Dawes, she pled not guilty by reason of insanity. But the evidence told another story. 15 confirmed victims, 3 dead, 1 still missing, identity unknown. She was sentenced to life without parole. But even now, in her cell, she whispers stories to herself. Sometimes laughing, sometimes crying, but always in front of a mirror. And then, 1 year later, a new case, another girl, gone from her college apartment. The only thing left behind? A cracked mirror, and a single name scratched into the glass.